Are we done with anime? Let's start now.
Welcome to the Anime Podcast.
Welcome to the Anime Podcast,
Episode
TMG
58.
Podcast, special episode all about Bleach.
I don't even watch Bleach.
I don't even watch Bleach anymore. Enough of that. I will do the countdown.
We're going to talk about more Berserk.
Are we done with the sound check?
Hey everybody, this is the TMG Podcast, a special episode for ESGS. Why? I can't say special?
No, we're talking about anime.
Oh.
ESGS finally got the name right. I kept getting it wrong.
Yes, ESGS, the Esports and Gaming Summit. It's a gaming convention it was happening in SMX Convention Center. It was pretty awesome, actually. Day one.
Today
is day
is
one.
Day one.
Day one.
This is a special episode. It's not on the usual regular basis. We'll still have another regular episode for next week, but this is just for the event itself. And we're going to pretty much talk about the developers we talked about, because we talked about a lot of local developers. It's actually pretty awesome.
We talked to a lot, and there's still more to come tomorrow on day two.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in for that as well.
Before anything else, this is Carlos and Will.
I'm here, yes.
And then Maggie.
Hello.
And we're not in Skype. We're actually in the car, in my car.
the car,
Because we couldn't find a place in Mall of Asia to actually do the podcast.
We're in space.
Can they hear my aircon?
Probably.
We'll probably hear the aircon.
They hear the aircon every time.
Exactly.
But anyway, ESGS, it was actually an awesome event. What do you guys thought about it for day one?
You know, the more you say it, I keep thinking of Will's version.
ECGS.
I think when I was doing interviews, I was kind of fucking up that name as well, like ESG.
That's why too. So when
It's like how you say a word enough, then it starts sounding wrong.
I was looking at
I'm so worried
I was
about
looking at Biggie's lanyard the whole time to make sure I got it correct, because it says there ESGS. As far as
But anyway, yeah.
As far as the event goes, I think it was I think it was pretty good.
It's one of the best conventions I've been to.
Compared to a lot
Really? Look, I haven't gone to a convention here in locally.
a lot of conventions here tend to be dominated by cosplay, and this was a nice surprise that it wasn't so at all about the cosplay.
Yeah, which is the reason why I didn't.
Like, the
bother
only
with
few
other
cosplays that were there were usually pretty good. Like
We're-
the giant Zoid
we had
robot.
the giant Zoid and War Machine.
Yeah, we had War Machine there. Who actually, I think, won the competition? I'm not too sure.
I think so.
And then we had Godzilla.
And the Zoid,
Or,
yeah.
or Mecha Godzilla.
What is it, Genosaur
I
or
don't know,
something like that?
Zoid.
There was also a Blood Elf that I actually want to take a picture of, but then I had to go do an interview.
She the one hired by
Oh, and there was a bunch of.
Yeah, I think so,
we
yeah.
learned the important lesson. If you do not know the character, it's from League of Legends.
Most likely.
Just assume it's from League of Legends.
I can't say World of Warcraft, too. Like, I mean,
Well,
or is it that famous here?
I don't know, because the World of Warcraft
I saw
armors
Blood
are
Elf.
all over the place sometimes.
Mm.
But I got a really good. You get a good idea of what's big here in the Philippines. Very MOBA heavy for sure. We had like 3 ongoing Dota,
MOBA
League of
tournaments.
Legends, and Strife all ongoing at the same time.
Yeah,
They
sorry,
were
guys.
right beside each other.
Right
too.
beside each other,
yeah.
exactly.
Crazy.
No, I'm sorry. We couldn't cover. We couldn't even cover and like talk to the esports guys because like we were like all like focused on the local devs. And there was a lot. There was a
That's
good amount.
fine because everyone else was covering.
Yeah, that was
the
it.
MOBA
Everybody. It
stuff.
was actually more of a. That was the event. It was like more focused on the esports, and I
They
felt
hired
that,
people to cover that. So
Yeah, and
we
I
don't
felt
need to.
that the devs were actually like on the side. If you guys want to check it out, right? So it's pretty awesome. We checked them out. There's a good amount of them actually. A good amount of local developers. Talented bunch actually.
And actually pleasantly surprising at some of the game ideas that we saw.
God, my phone's dying.
Not a lot of,
Here?
not as many.
Okay.
I came in expecting a lot of Me Too games,
Yeah.
honestly, but from what we saw today, not too many of those. Quite a few original ideas that we saw.
Yeah, I was expecting to actually do like touch tablet like every time I check out a game, like mostly all MOBA. But well, of course, there's no console, but it's mostly PC, and I actually appreciate the fact that some developers are actually aiming for other consoles or other platforms. Like I heard, like I think maybe we had 2-3 developers that were like I think funded for Kickstarter and all that. And they're aiming for like huge, like more multi-platform releases, and that's pretty awesome. I really like that. And so
And some of them got Steam greenlighted as well. So
Yeah.
some needs also some votes to actually get stream green light. So yeah, there's a lot of MOBA and
A lot of MOBA.
so much shooters. I mean, what was
No,
it?
no,
There's
there was only
the one shooter.
There was one
in the
shooter,
middle, right? Like
But yeah, that was kind of the Counter-Strike wannabe shooter. That
with skimpy
everyone was
outfits,
using girls.
with skimpy outfits, and it's all girls.
yeah.
I saw one poster of that with the dude on the cover. Like,
That's-
nobody's using that guy.
He's like that one character in Dead or Alive. Like, oh no, there's a couple of guys, but
Yeah, but no one plays the
no,
guys
no,
that
no,
are
no.
alive.
Except for the really outlandish ones like Zack and the Ryu Hayabusa.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Ninja Gaiden.
But anyway, let's go straight to the indies. The one we mostly focused on. It was actually pretty awesome to talk to these guys. They're very talented people, very passionate people. The first up, we'll talk about UP Dilliman, man.
Yo, they
actually
were
there.
so excited.
They were very
They were
excited, and their games were very unique. I have to say,
Yeah.
they were
I'd
pretty
say.
unique.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong though. I think two of those games. So I think they had 4 games.
They had 4 games, right?
Featured. And 2 games were for the project of UP
Yeah.
students, and the other
Like,
2 was
for like a
actually
class.
Passion
indie.
projects. They
No,
did their own
2 of them were passion projects, and the other 2 was
for class, basically.
no. One was actually an indie developer. He's
Oh,
making it
okay.
for himself. The game, we'll talk about it in a bit, but it was separate. That's why, if you notice, when I was talking to that guy about the Tetris, it was a completely different person than when I talked to the other guy.
Yeah.
I talked to him. He's an indie developer, and he wants to, make more games and actually break out similar to what was it, Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans.
Yeah,
stuff.
so he's an actual indie developer here in the Philippines, and he's pretty awesome. But the first game, let's talk about what do I want to do first?
In
Kaloka.
order, yeah. Kaloka.
Kaloka?
Kaloka.
Kaloka.
Kaloka, sorry.
Because it's nakakaloka.
Kakaloka, and okay, how do we
For
explain
you
this game?
international
How do we
listeners,
explain
that's
this
It's a
game?
multitasking game.
It's a pain in the ass
Like,
game.
what's the English of like nakakaloka? Drives you crazy.
Drives you nuts. Yeah.
Drives you
like-
nuts, yeah.
like-
Yeah, this game kind of does.
Literally does that.
No,
Oh
but
my
I
God.
like the idea that it's basically a bunch. Okay, to describe it to
It's
you guys.
for like
It's 4
mini
mini
games.
games that
Come at you one at a time.
it starts you off on one, and then it introduces a second game. But
The first game
the
minimizes
gimmick is you still have to play the first game
Yeah, and
at a slower speed
at
At
a
a slower
slower
speed.
speed, right?
and
until it reaches 4
4,
games.
and then you're technically
you're,
multitasking 4 games.
you're micromanaging 3 games while focusing on the giant mini game.
That was
Because like
horrible.
when a micro game is like minimized, it
Yeah.
slows down.
Yeah.
So while the big main game is in like normal speed, and if you fail one of them, you fail the entire
That
game.
game.
I was so sad whenever it was kind of easy at first when I got like the first 2 or the first 3, but when I saw the 4th one, like
You know, that each time, like when
Jesus.
we first tried the game,
Yeah.
each time the new game came, we almost instantly failed.
yeah.
Like, so that's how that works.
Well,
I'll
but-
try it again. So that's how that works.
I
Let's
thought,
try it again.
I thought my StarCraft 2 skills would kick in, but it never did.
No, but I mean that's the thing. The game obviously is built as a concept because there were no instructions on what to do,
Yeah.
or anything like that. But when you get the idea down, it's very hectic.
Yeah, so it's just 4 games, and one of them is like
One's Pong.
alleyway. Yeah,
Oh, Breakout. Sorry, yeah.
the one paddle where you bounce a ball up
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
to
one,
the
yeah.
roof.
The one game was like you pretty much like stomp a
Yeah,
square.
like you stomp a square with a
with a pillar
rectangle.
Yeah,
like,
with a rectangle.
And
like a
then the
rhythm
other
game.
one is you have to keep the square from.
from merging from the smaller
from
square.
from collapsing or expanding too much.
Yeah.
And then the last one was that tower that you have
Yeah.
to keep like.
You have to keep at least one tower inside, one bar inside the tower.
Yeah.
And, like if too much stacks up, you lose. If you
If you took-
remove too
all
much,
of them, you lose. Yeah.
And that's a lot to think about. That's a lot to even if you have all 4 games already set up for that specific playthrough, even if it's slowed down, it is still hard to manage. Like you really need to split your focus, which is so
But
hard.
I think this is it's like one of those games which would be great for training your brain. Like
yeah,
multitasking.
like maybe 5 minutes in the morning.
And it
something
works.
like
and,
that.
Yeah.
and the cool thing is, it works, and at the same time, and I wasn't really blaming the game in terms of the
Yeah,
control.
it's like a satisfying frustration.
Yeah, it's like I want to do better.
It's like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
And
I gotta do it again.
Because I played the game like what 7
Like
times, 8 times.
a usual session lasts for like 20 to 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
gotta go again.
Yeah.
Like it starts instantly. Then you,
So they have really strong replayability, and at the same time, it has that good addiction, like a good, solid addiction where it just challenges you in a sense.
and to keep you on your toes, each time the game starts, in the order of which the mini games appear are random.
Or random, yeah.
And
So
the way
you
they
don't expect
cycle
it.
is also random. And I'm assuming the longer you go, the speed of the minimized games increase.
I think so.
Because I only reached up to 50 seconds. I couldn't go
But
fast.
it works though. Like props to the students in UP Dilliman. That's actually really impressive.
It's a really,
It's
I bet that's the one made for a
Kaloka.
class.
Yeah, I think it's the one for the class. Yes.
It's
It's
overly
one for their
simplified.
project. Yeah. The next game is Rotetris. It's another one for their class, and Rotetris is pretty much Tetris
Or you have
Oh,
to
but
fill
on-
the entire cube.
On all four sides.
on four sides. Kaloka rin to, I think this one. But so technically, they have like I think 4 difficulty levels, like easy, normal, hard, insane. I didn't bother with insane. I tried normal, and essentially what the game is, the Tetris block or object
Appears
starts.
in the center.
It appears in the center, and you see like an overlay of
Of an
The
arrow.
direction it'll fall.
yeah, an arrow in the direction where that specific object will fall. So, for example, if you have an arrow on the left,
It'll fall to the left side.
that object that appears will start moving to the left. So you have to play Tetris on the left side. But once that object is done, another object appears. It will randomly put yourself maybe for example on top or right or on the bottom. So, shit.
You gotta wrap your head around.
So the game is basically about managing the corners, because that's
Yeah.
where like the sides will meet,
Yeah.
right? I remember your first game, we were ignoring the corner, and it became
Yeah, there's so many holes.
It became blocked off basically.
Yeah, because essentially, like just like in any other Tetris game, you have to clear a whole space, a whole line.
Line.
And if, for example, you neglect the corner, and if you have to like you work on the bottom and then you're forced to work on the left, if you have the corner completely spaced out, you can't pretty much clear left and the bottom. So then you're kind of getting screwed. You're kind of screwing yourself. And then pretty much once you, I think, hit the middle part, you're
Yeah.
dead. Yeah.
When you're in the middle, well, no, once you get one side to reach the middle, it gets game over. Right?
It's
So-
pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. It's okay. I think I like the Kaloka better because it's actually very challenging.
Yeah, like the original, maybe not original Tetris, but the newer Tetris iterations have a sort of similar game style. And
Oh
everything
yeah,
like that.
they do.
And I'm not sure if maybe one of them already did this, but I know the newer ones have it where it's like the reverse. The blocks come from different sides and go to the center. So
I'm pretty sure if Alexei Pajitnov saw this, he'd be pretty impressed. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah, and
it's such a unique take on a classic formula. You know, it's Tetris. You know how to play it right away, but the fact that you have to manage 4 sides now adds a whole new level to
yeah,
it.
I didn't see any bugs. It was working. I didn't have any problems with
I
it.
think also like the size of this cube is, it's not like a rectangle where
Yeah, it was actually the regular Tetris is actually rectangular.
yeah, and this
one's
one is just a cube, so I have like a smaller size before you lose. This is stressing
The
me out.
normal one you have like all 4 sides to worry about. The easy one you have up and bottom only, which is
So what's hard, like speed?
hard.
blocks at the
You
same-
have 4
two
sides,
directions.
and it can randomly rotate the whole thing. I don't know what.
Like it'll rotate the stage itself.
stage or
Whoa,
something like that.
that's nuts.
Insane increases the speed, plus whatever crap the
hard
gives
one
you.
does?
Yeah, it just increases
Okay.
speed. I didn't bother touching insane or even hard. I went normal. I was fucking up already. I went easy. I think I fucked up that up as well.
I guess the only problem with that is the arrow, since it's like
I can't see it. Yeah,
yeah, it's hard to see.
My first initial
Like
plan.
the background is
didn't
already
work with
gray, and like the arrow is black. That's
black
been
and grayish.
transparented.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. That's a pretty that when with those students, I think I like I can't really say this thing.
Kaloka is
Kaloka.
actually
That's actually pretty
cute.
good. The other 2 games were in UP. It's just like this. We thought that he was a student,
but it's not.
it's actually I think he's a student, but because the
have
other
the
2 guys,
jacket?
they're just doing it just for the work and
yeah,
for the
because
class.
the actual developer wasn't there.
Yeah, this one's an actual This one's an actual developer. He's an indie developer.
He did Jumping Jean,
Jumping Jean. So
Which was on a tablet.
which was on a tablet or phone on a Android based.
They also ran it on their PC there, so
I got a chance to play that. It's a very obvious
it looks like Mario.
take on Mario. Yeah, it's a very obvious take. But here's the gimmick. Like the whole you don't control Jean, who's a Frenchman, by the way, a French electrician.
okay.
There's a backstory. Okay,
as-
I didn't
as
know
Least
that.
utility, yeah.
As opposed to an Italian plumber.
Okay.
But you play basically the Goomba. Like you play the equivalent of a Goomba. You can only move left to right, and you have to avoid getting jumped on, and you have to try to kill Jumping John
John.
by running into him.
yeah.
That's cute.
But the cute thing is you don't get any power ups whatsoever, but he does. So you know, what?
So now you know how it feels.
Now you know how the Goomba it feels to be a Goomba, which I thought was a great twist. And I was asking him, so like, does he have a brother? Like, yes, his name is Pierre. So apparently there is a two-player.
That's a French name.
A Luigi equivalent. But the idea that you play a Goomba and you don't get any help, and you're supposed to kill, you're supposed to kill this guy by running into him.
That's actually pretty cool.
It's actually a very cool thing.
I didn't play it though. How did it work? I mean,
Well, basically, your only buttons are left and right. That's
Okay.
it. And you just basically
Is
what
it just
happens is
one Goomba, or
you're just one Goomba. Yeah, and so basically you're on a platform with two pits on each side, and then the character jumping
Jumps
John
in.
will jump in and sort of run across, and then occasionally like randomly jump up. Well, I don't think it's random, but maybe in the early levels it's a bit easy because he take really wide, long, predictable jumps. But as you progress through the game, like he becomes like he'll have a mushroom, for example, so he's big. So you have to hit him twice. You know, or he'll have the flower, and that's good luck.
good luck to you, buddy.
So that was Jumping John, and I don't know. I thought it was a very simple game to play. A very interesting twist, of course, on the thing. So very creative, in my opinion. That you have to play as a Goomba, basically.
I know that I did the interview with this guy, and I know that he's currently working more on Jumping John. Like he's developing it even more. His other game though, Eureka, that is all set. I think he's gonna release it. I think sometime this week. And what's Eureka exactly? Because I didn't really quite.
Well,
figure
Eureka
it out.
it's an old spaceship shooter.
It's a top-down shooter where you have four lasers
mapped to each
face button basically of your controller, and the enemies are
shapes
shapes and colors, and they will depend. You have to figure out what laser works on which enemy type. So, for example, in the game, and it changes each time you play.
Okay.
So, in the one I played, like little yellow triangles died by using the yellow laser, but like the big I think hexagons, if you shot with a yellow laser, they'd
grow in size.
They'd grow in size.
Oh, that's
So you'd have to
interesting.
use a different. You have to figure out which laser will work on them.
So technically, if you
And-
if you get the wrong color, it
Something-
gets harder.
some-
Yeah,
it
it's
gets
like
harder.
either the laser will have no effect, or it will do the opposite of what you want it to do.
So
reduce
the
the
idea is to
difference.
It's like
figure out
Pokemon elements.
the idea is to figure out the game as you play. So hence it's called Eureka.
It's like a different take on the polarity gameplay, like Ikaruga, where instead of just having two colors, you have four.
You have four, and then
And you have the whole negative and positive effect of each weapon.
And the player is technically what, a ship, right?
It's
It's
just
a
a
little
it's just
square.
it's
Or a square,
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
Small square.
But yeah, it is a top-down shooter, and like I was asking him, what made you want to make it a top-down shooter? And he's like,
Yeah.
well, I was tired of all the traditional puzzles type games with swapping jewels or whatever. So
Swapping jewels.
So I thought,
I wonder
I
what
want to
that
shoot
is.
him now.
yeah. So I thought do something different, make it a bit more action-oriented. So you're kind of pressed for time because the stuff's coming down at you,
And
right?
like
So,
they vary in speed.
right. So you're kind of forced to experiment before you can't just sit there and think maybe I should try the yellow one or whatever.
Maybe I'll try the other one.
Like
Oh,
you have
damn
to
it.
you have to guess first and
Yeah.
then take what you learn because it's different per stage.
A different per stage and different every time you.
Yeah,
you-
like
you-
the rules
you-
change every time
die.
you play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty. That adds a lot of replayability to it, I think. And the game is pretty fun. Like I think it would be nice if he dressed it up a little bit more, but it's not necessary to get the
Like the vector shapes have a certain charm to them.
right. Exactly.
It's like old Atari games, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was getting the feeling.
And then even the whole styling of the stage, where it doesn't fill the whole screen, but it's like a cylinder.
Wait, I think you reached like sorry, what?
I mean, the stage is like a rectangle,
Oh yeah,
and like it's like how old Galaga games look like.
Yeah.
Galaga, yes. But I think you played at like level 9. Is there any variety that you see?
Oh, the variety comes with the enemy types. Like level 1 starts you with one enemy type,
Okay.
and then like by level 5 you'll
Oh,
have
my phone. Sorry.
a whole bunch of different kinds of stuff falling at you,
At
and it
different
gets hard to keep track sometimes because you'll be shooting one enemy type and you know that's right, and then you see it, 2 or 3 others coming. You're trying to remember, oh, this works on that, this does that, So it gets really hectic.
Especially when you
yeah.
have like similar colored blocks falling, like a yellow triangle as opposed to an orange square.
It's a little bit
And
confusing
like
already.
this
Yeah.
weapon kills that, but for the orange square, it makes it bigger.
And
Like,
actually,
oh god!
I talked to the developer, and he was like he wanted to add a little bit more variety, but he felt like it was getting like he wanted to add like sound like elements would where
Oh,
different
wow.
sounds.
Different sound
Why
keys.
not?
Oh,
No.
Yeah, right. Or like
DLC it.
also like the direction of the spin of the shape. Like he thought that would be something that he could change, but so he had a bunch of other ideas.
in
he
like
wanted
level
to put
50, it starts doing that.
There's end-game content.
Like it doesn't end.
It doesn't end.
But
It just
overall,
getting harder
I
and
like
harder.
that game quite quite a bit. It was fun, and there is a sense of small joy you get every time you get to figure out what works. You know, you're like, aha, the blue laser works. Eureka, indeed, right?
The name
It's-
Eureka.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That is actually pretty cool. I might check it out like more. I did the interview. I asked him like what the game is and everything, but I never
We didn't
actually
get to try it.
Yeah.
try the game. That's pretty much the UP games that we saw in ESGS, which is actually pretty impressive. I didn't expect actually some college students to actually show up.
Yeah, and it's
Show
cool
the
how their
chops.
games don't just go the typical pixely art style.
Yeah,
just
they
went,
actually
like,
show good concept, like creative concepts, which is actually pretty
simple concepts because maybe they were pressed for time for their class,
Yeah,
but
and-
it,
and
it works.
It works.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like, you don't need complex game systems to make a good game.
gameplay, the graphics.
You don't need a billion graphics to like.
But then
So
again,
many
Eureka
pixels.
wasn't 60 FPS, so that's
Oh no, 60
no.
FPS, 1080p.
the reductions of the shapes were reducing it to like 30.
There's not enough P.
Anyway, yeah, that's UP. That's actually pretty awesome.
We're gonna try the other games tomorrow because I also want to try the others.
Yeah, I want to try the others that we did. Moving on, we also have Anakama, which actually featured Wakfu.
Wakfu, which is not a new game actually.
It wasn't a new game. It's not a
a
new game at all.
sequel.
But it's being they're pushing it here now in Southeast Asia. It's apparently a strategy MMO with a very wide variety of character classes, very French sort of style to it, I guess.
Wait, sorry. I think I said the name wrong. Ankama.
Ankama games, yeah.
Yeah, I said Anakama. I think. Sorry, Ankama games. So yeah,
It'll be in
Wakfu.
the description.
But what was cool is like they have a whole like universe of merchandise around this game, and apparently, from you'll hear it when you see the interview. Like they have a cartoon show coming up.
No, they have a cartoon. And
Yeah, it's been out in like.
It's been out for a
other
while, but I
countries
think
for
they're
a
gonna
while.
have a
It's
follow-up.
coming here next year.
It's coming here officially, I think, on Cartoon Network. No, it's coming to our Cartoon Network, but it's officially come. They're still working on the kinks to have it come out locally
Yeah, on Pinoy Networks.
in Pinoy Network. So
In Tagalog.
in Tagalog.
It's a Kaloka.
That usually makes sense because we usually get cartoons like a year after they come
No,
out.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So that's
We don't have no Netflix. So
Well, anyway, so Wakfu. We didn't really try the game though. In
did
itself,
they have a
no, they didn't. Well, we could register.
We could register to try it, but you could download it on Steam right now.
It's out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's out
For
on Steam.
beta, is it?
It's full.
Oh, it's full out. Okay,
It's,
okay.
it's already out. It's free to play.
It's a tactics
Um,
game.
Which is you don't see too much in MMOs, like a strategy MMO, squad-based,
MMO.
tactics-based MMO. So that's pretty unique. I mean, I'm kind of curious to check it out. I know it's an older game,
Yeah.
but I have never actually have tried it yet. So that's definitely something I do want to give it a whirl. I mean, it's free on Steam anyway, so why
Yeah.
not?
Why not?
Why not?
Right? There's nothing
I
to
love me some
lose.
tactics.
Nothing to lose.
Is there anything else he mentioned? Because you were doing the interview for this one, and
Yep,
I
I
couldn't
was.
hear that.
It was quite loud, yeah.
Yeah, so
but basically, he mentioned they have a lot of other plans coming up for this. They have
It's mostly about the release of Southeast Asia.
about
for this
Southeast
game.
Asia, the cartoon, but their whole marketing blitz with the cartoon
And the toys.
and the toys coming
like
out.
a
So
board game version.
they're really pushing hard on this.
Yeah, on
And
the
he did
Wakfu.
mention also that he wasn't unfortunately able to mention on the interview that they have three mobile
Three
games.
more games coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
be-
Ankama Studios. They have like 3 upcoming games.
In the first quarter of next year.
Yeah, they can't mention like we can't mention what
Just yet.
games exactly they are, but they have 3 more games upcoming aside from Wakfu, which is they're currently supporting,
Right.
and that's pretty awesome. So, but I think but he confirmed that it was like mobile games, right? For
It's
Ankama.
mobile
Yeah,
games.
mobile
All
games.
mobile games, yeah.
And then one's Arena. So that's Wakfu. We decided we couldn't try. I think it's out in Steam anyway, so you guys can check it out. We will check it out. I think I didn't register. I think I'll register tomorrow. Check. I didn't do
work
it right.
tonight.
Yeah, I know. Okay, moving on. You want to do this? Figment Games. You know what Figment Games
Oh
is?
man,
Figment Games.
they got a cool ass logo. You see?
Yeah, it's a cool ass logo.
It's like the reverse Oculus Rift. The game comes out of your face.
Okay, so Figment Games had Warstache in the event.
Yes,
And-
Warstache.
Imagine a 4-player Double Dragon where you fight each other,
over a
and nobody
gun
can die except for this one gun that you have to pick up.
with one bullet.
It's,
Oh my god!
the game actually says it's a reverse Russian roulette.
But what makes it so ridiculously fun is like the art style.
Everything is in 2D, but the
Everything's-
environment's in 3D.
Everything's in 2D. Everyone
Is the
looks.
environment? Well, I saw the bullets was in 3D.
Yeah, the stage was in 3D, but like some of the most of
Everyone's
the assets were in
everyone's
3D,
like-
but there are
everyone's like-
some are in
Everyone
2D.
looks like a cutout. You know?
It's like flash animation where they're like motion tweening up and down.
Yeah.
And
Super
that's
campy.
what I find funny. Everyone looks like a Boston like a Boston, like a
The art style is
fighting Irish.
hilarious. Yeah,
They look like
So how do we explain this game? It's like a four. It's a
it's like
it's a
it's a 4-player couch co-op.
it's like Double Dragon.
Not even co-op. It's
It's versus. It's
Oh,
like Smash Brothers.
versus Arena. I did mention. I think I did an interview for this one.
yeah. It's not a fighting game, but
Yeah, imagine a Double Dragon's fighting style,
Or
where
Smash
4
Brothers.
players and you'll fight each other,
Yeah.
and the only way you
kill
can
other
win
player
is to kill other player with a gun, and
But
there's
there's
only
only
one
one
gun on the stage.
with one
What
bullet.
what were they saying again? Like if you punch someone, what do we get?
No,
out of
no,
that?
Nothing.
they slow down or they drop the gun.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
we can punch
you
them
can,
around. We can punch them. We can jab them, and
You
pretty
can
much
throw
we
stuff at them.
You can
Yeah,
throw
you
the
can
gun at them.
can throw the gun at them.
No, like let's explain the basic rules.
Oh, we go.
Everyone fights for the one gun because that's the only way you can kill anyone.
Yeah.
And it's a last man standing wins. So what you have to do is you have to pick up bullets that are littered on the stage and then fight for the one gun. The catch is you can only put in one bullet at a time. You can hold up to 4 bullets.
Yeah.
But you can only put one at
You
a
can
time.
only put one at a time,
and then you have to
he
spin
will
the barrel.
spin the barrel. So you get 1 out of 4 chance to actually even shoot your bullet.
Yeah, so it's a Russian roulette in a sense, and then if you miss it, technically, if like someone's going after you and you go for the gun and you shoot and it wasn't the bullet, the guy can just hit
Yeah,
you.
they can hit
Yeah,
the gun
just
out
the
of
gun,
you.
and then he can pick it up,
It's like a
reload.
one hit and you lose the gun.
And-
No,
Sure.
exactly. So it actually does take time to get the gun, load it, spin it, and fire it. So like if it misses, that's time wasted for you, and very easy for your opponent to knock the gun out of your hand.
Yeah,
So-
essentially the concept is actually pretty cool. If you think
Super
about it.
hectic too. It's awesome.
Super stressful. Like you got the gun,
Like you missed the one shot and oh no, he's already in my ass. He knocks the gun out of you.
and someone throws a chair at you.
Or you
and
can
then
throw
bam.
the gun at them to knock them down.
Yeah,
Pick
you
it
can
up
throw.
again.
Yeah, I don't get though. You throw the gun and then
No, because they get floored
they get floored.
instantly.
Okay.
Then you can pick up the gun again.
And the art, the art style is just
That's
amazing.
hilarious. And like sometimes the bullet won't even kill in one hit. Like you can clip them a bit and they fall down,
Yeah.
but they're still alive. And like you got to do it all over again.
What is that dial though in the upper left? You guys see the dial for each character? Like I think it's
That I did not know what it
thought
does.
it was the life.
Maybe
but
it's like the strength of your melee.
maybe. Yeah.
Maybe,
I didn't
yeah.
quite understand
Because
that one.
we were flailing for the most part, but
Yeah,
sometimes when I hit someone, they get floored. But most of the time, they just like, oh, then they hit you back.
Yeah, this game's a PC game, and it's currently trying to get votes to be greenlit for Steam. And if you guys want to check out how it looks, how it plays out, you can go to Steam right now. Just go Warstache. We think
It's
I guess
really good.
we all think it's pretty impressive.
We liked it a lot.
We have to
Yeah.
play that properly again because Carlos, your controller was bugging out. At the
Yeah,
time,
I was in the
so-
corner crying. And my controller
I had
did
to
not
put
want
you out
me
of
to
your
fight.
misery.
It did not want me to fight at all. It didn't want me-
You're playing the French guy too. You're like, what's this French dude?
yeah, I'm just like I'm hugging the corner. I'm just like kissing it. I couldn't do anything else except punch the wall.
They wouldn't stop walking to the upper left.
Yeah, I didn't want to. So bad.
So we got to replay that again properly tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
Hopefully
try it
with
again.
4 players if Mickey
If that guy
shows
gets
up.
away, like the guy who's explaining
No,
the
and
instructions.
I mean, he only had 4 characters in 2 stages, but I'm sure you could add a lot more.
And it's not like the
Features and
characters
grunts.
matter anyway. It's all like
No, exactly, but it adds.
It's
so
all
much,
visual.
It adds a lot of flavor to it, you know,
like,
like
we were fighting over the Russian guy.
over the French guy. It adds a lot of flavor to it, I think, and like I think they could add, if they could add stage hazards and stuff, it'll make the game all the
There
more.
was basically already stages.
Yeah,
Like,
so
the
imagine-
tables were getting in the way.
Imagine all the
and all
chaos
that.
and
I'm
stuff.
gonna have to it.
They were all in like the
It-
swag bag.
It's such a the concept's so unique. Also, like you have to find a gun. With
And it's a
one-
fairly simple one too.
yeah, it's
Everything,
simple
it's
and
really cool.
very unique, very interesting.
And I like the fact that they're focusing on. I think they mentioned that they have some online, but I like the fact that they're focusing solely on the fact that it's a couch versus, not a co-op, but a couch. Like,
It's a perfect party game.
Yeah, you go with friends, you grab a few beers, and you start playing as
Instead of using a real
Stash
gun,
man.
you can use this virtual gun.
this roulette gun.
And make funny gentleman noises when you just, oh yes, I'll punch you in the face.
And the way they're holding is like
And like their old like 50s fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Like,
that was
It's like
pretty
you're
cool.
watching Popeye.
But they are Figment
there
Games.
should be a Popeye character, man.
Yeah.
I was looking for it.
Figment Games, Warstache. If you guys want to check it out, hit them up on Steam.
Yeah,
They're in
Steam.
Steam Greenlight. they would, I'm sure they would greatly appreciate some support there. To get a couple of votes so they can get greenlit. Because we think it's an amazing concept, and hopefully when you guys see the actual gameplay, I think they have a trailer. You will see it too. And
It'll
okay.
make you smile. The trailer will make you smile.
Yeah, it'll make you smile for sure. Next up, we have Quickfire Games. And their one game, well, they have two games. One game is a Hayaku Ninja. It's an iOS game. It's a platformer. You guys actually play that?
I got a
think-
chance to
yeah,
play
well,
it.
yeah, I played that.
It's not really a platformer as much as it was a.
No, yeah, it wasn't. I can't say platformer. Yeah, that's wrong.
How would you call it? It's like you're collecting food.
Yeah, like
It's-
each stage you have a random objective. Like you have to pick, you have to grab 15. I don't know. I guess it's food, while dodging the
Dodging.
monsters. Well, killing the monsters by jumping on them or dodging the bombs.
It's not actually a new concept. Like it's similar to a lot of these older Atari games. Like, gosh, what is that bouncing baby game when you were like fireman?
Oh, you mean the Game and Watch games? Fireman.
When you're a bunch of firemen with a trampoline.
Yeah, and you're
have to
catching people jumping out of a burning
Oh,
building.
that one, yeah.
Yeah, Fireman.
Like it's something similar to that, except you're not bouncing anything. You're just catching fruit, or snacks or whatever.
Yeah.
And and then each stage is a different challenge, like collect this many or dodge this many things and stuff like that. Pretty simple overall.
Yeah, pretty simple. The
very-
controls work. I
Very
guess.
colorful. I actually didn't find the controls to my liking, but that was I switched to the motion control, and that was much better for me.
Oh, I didn't try the motion control. That's actually better if it's motion. Like you tilt your.
Yeah,
your phone.
I preferred tilting the phone device around.
A
rather-
rare moment where motion controls work better.
Well, for me, I mean the guy who was talking to
No,
me
I
about it.
can see it then for that style of game. That might actually work better.
Because there's a jump button pala, so it's left, right, and jump.
Yeah. Well, that's one of their mobile games. But the one thing I think their main focus for Quickfire Games is Wild Seasons, and essentially what Wild Seasons is, it's pretty much a take on Harvest Moon. If you guys know Harvest Moon, then you'll technically know Wild
Even the
Seasons.
logo looks.
Even the logo
looks
even
like
the
Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing because I think this is the first Harvest Moon style game that's actually available on PC.
Well-
I'm not sure.
Well, PC. When I was talking to the developer or the CEO of Quickfire Games, he was like, Wild Season is currently they got fully funded on Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. They got fully funded. They're ramping up development, and well, the CEO said he's pretty much aiming for all platforms. He said PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS Vita,
man.
Wii U, and then I had to stop him there, like pretty much everything, and yeah, pretty much everything.
Once you say Wii U,
no,
it's
actually,
pretty much everything.
I think when I was talking to him before the interview, I was like, he was saying the same thing, and I was like, also Wii U? Yeah, also Wii U. Like,
That's everything.
that's everything.
Current gen and
You're covering,
last gen.
Yeah, you're covering last
PC.
gen. Oh no, not last gen. Last
Well,
gen.
I mean, the Harvest Moon formula, it's quite. I mean, Natsume have been living off Harvest Moon for how long? So there is a certain longevity to that formula.
Yeah.
And having
So-
it on like on
I
the go is
don't see
actually perfect.
I don't see it as a bad thing to what they're doing is essentially creating their own version of it. But I would like to see more of what makes this version different.
Yeah.
Right?
I think
because
we
they have a lot of features that are the same. They did mention they didn't mention specifically though they would be having same-sex marriage.
Okay, no. Before saying that, they said you went straight to that. Before saying that, they were saying that it was a more matured
Take on it.
on a more matured take on Harvest Moon, like deep character progression or character stuff. I don't know. That's what he was saying, but. Yeah, I guess they also have same-sex marriage.
But then you look at the art
The
style.
art
It's
style is
like
even
super
kiddier than
cartoon.
Harvest Moon.
It's so hard to it's so hard to like if that's the unique take on Wild Seas on a Harvest Moon game. It's a more matured version. The art style is kind of countering that.
Thick black lines, super cartoony.
Yeah, but what we saw though was a very promising Harvest Moon version.
It's solid. Like
Yeah,
everything worked. The farming worked. The going to town stuff worked. Everything was working.
I think it's not a big problem if they do if they can actually achieve like releasing it on all platforms, because right now if last time I checked, Harvest Moon is only for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think we ever seen those little childish like I want to be a farmer in my PS4 or whatever. We don't have those kinds of games there. So
For the hardcore.
yeah, so if someone wants to be a farm simulator in whatever platform besides Nintendo,
In
I
1080p.
think
No, but what I'm
60
hoping,
frames per second.
what I'm hoping also is that this brings back a kind of renaissance into this genre, because honestly, nowadays when people say farming simulator, they think of Farmville.
The farm simulator.
No, like when they think of like farming games, they think Farmville,
Farmville.
right?
That's
Which
true.
is so. If this can become a, if I'm hopeful if they can push this properly, that it can reinvigorate the genre to being more than
Farm
just
RPG.
Farmville-esque like energy click fests,
yeah.
and sort of bring back more of an RPG element, more of the life, Harvest Moon style
lifestyle
stuff.
element.
Yeah,
Oh, I got so surprised when he said also for the Wii U. I want to see if he uses the gamepad on that one.
That would be perfect.
I guess it would be
Even on
perfect,
the PS Vita.
yeah.
the
perfect on the
item
go.
management, because when I was checking out like this, you can actually play the game on the beginning of it. Like apparently their start works, but they also have a mode where it's just a demo version where it goes straight up. You have stuff already.
Yeah, because when you started, there was like the
So
intro dialogue and everything.
So technically, if you guys check out the game and you ignore the I guess the ESGS version to like go straight up to the items, you go new game. They actually have a full length story, and it kind of seems a little bit grim, a little bit dark. So I think that's their
that might be the mature side.
yeah,
of it.
what they were saying. I don't know yet. I didn't quite. I was skimming through it so I can actually get to the game. And then the chick says, "I always saw you're playing the new game here and then." But I saw it. Like they're trying to put in some dialogue, some scripts, and like to tell a story. So it's currently in development. We hope we actually do see that.
Yep.
Yeah, and with the whole art style bit, you can say that Earthbound had a super kiddie art style, and that game was pretty dark.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
That's true. I mean, the art style might be more of a juxtaposition, but we'll see. But overall, still pretty hopeful for that one.
Yeah. I think it's the only developer who's like, can you please sign our feedback form? Sure.
There was a few others that did.
I didn't do that.
Yeah,
Wait, you guys didn't do that for the
I
Oculus
did.
Rift one.
I did it for the.
Oh, you did the
Oculus Rift.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
which is the game we're gonna talk about next? Actually,
Okay, okay.
I think the UP one also had PC setup for feedback.
we did not do that.
I know.
I'm so sorry, guys.
But anyways, Oculus Rift.
Yes, we're gonna talk
We
about.
tried it.
Believe it or not, there was actually Oculus Rift in this event. I never
in this
thought.
country.
I never thought I would have the Oculus Rift in my face. I never thought that would happen.
And we all got a chance to try it. We are no longer Oculus Rift virgins. It's true. Yeah.
Technically, yes. How do I say this? 8.8 Synergy? Oh, no, sorry. I keep getting the wrong one. Synergy 8.8,
Synergy
88,
and
yeah.
Their game about unwanted babies.
which is on the
Apparently, it's like a Chana monster.
yeah,
or
but the
something
title of the game, it's a horror game. It's called Kuna, and it's a horror game. It's
horror game.
it's built in with the
It's a first-person horror game for the Oculus.
Yeah,
the
it's a
Oculus Rift.
first-person horror game. To be honest, though, this felt like he did
It's a
say
tech demo.
It's a demo. He did say he threw it together in like a few weeks.
Yeah.
Because the gameplay itself was basically walk from point A to point B with no real interaction.
with a couple of jump scares.
with a
and
lot
then-
with a lot of jump scares, but it really went to show how effective the Oculus Rift is for this sort of game, like
Yep.
this sort of genre. Because wow, when you have the Oculus Rift on, you don't see anything else around you, and you put on the headphones.
Yeah.
That it's
Then you suddenly start like, I don't want to look over my shoulder no more.
yeah, because you'll hear something over it. You can actually turn your head and look. And I'm like, I don't want to look.
I think we all tried the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, we all got a
did.
chance to try it.
And yeah, I think the one thing I grabbed the fact is like the Oculus. The one I got out of Kuna was the fact that the Oculus Rift does help so much on the atmosphere. Like my God, I was like,
Especially with like great sound design.
with great sound design, it'll make you like check your shoulders, like look in the back.
Right.
It'll make
Yeah,
you, like,
too bad there was no actual scares using that. But yo, I was like,
No,
I
did
hear
look-
something
I
here.
hear it, and
gonna,
I did look
I'm
in
gonna
my
look.
corner. Yeah, I did look in my corner.
I'm gonna
because
look
I
for
was
these
kinda-
jump
I
scares.
was like, ooh.
I remember you even looking over like a counter at some
I was
point.
trying if I could do that. I was like thinking if that could actually happen, where I'm in the counter and if I literally lunge a little forward.
Right.
No,
It
it's not that
It's
high
not
tech.
that heavy, yeah. But I was just
The
literally-
limits of the
I was
hardware.
testing the limits of that hardware because that was the first time I ever put the damn thing in my face.
But hey, if you want to look away from the ghost, you physically can.
Yeah, you can. I think. No,
No, look.
I don't want to see you. And it's a ghost and a fetus.
It's like PT.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's exactly like PT.
But yeah, it looked like decent for a game put up in a short amount of time. Was it 40 days? 40.
A few, yeah, less a month and
It
some
looked
change.
decent, like compared to the
It did
other
look decent.
horror game that was
Oh
there.
well, yes. Compared to the other horror game we played, or rather the other horror game we watched Carlos play.
You watch me play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't wanna play that, sorry.
do you want to jump into that one?
Yeah, the reason why I'm actually, if you guys can hear shuffling.
Rustling in the swag
Yeah,
bag.
'cause I'm trying to find the damn developer's name. There, I found it. Thank God. This time.
something?
Zeno, because I got the
Button.
The button.
What's in?
Button.
They have a cute logo, then they had a horror game.
I know, it's weird. Yeah, the last developer that we technically covered is called Zeno, and they had a game called Nightfall.
Which
And
is
it's another scary game. It wasn't Oculus Rift like ready.
It was first person though.
It was first person. It had a headset, and it essentially is like again like you exploring a
with a flashlight.
around
Creepy. flashlight.
Creepy like rusty house.
creepy
with a
house
flashlight.
with a flashlight.
No, it's actually funny. Like when that thing started, if you see the dialogue, like ooh, like there's a girl driving in the road.
Oh
and I
yeah,
was like-
it had the intro that looked like clock tower on the SNES.
Yeah, and then like you saw the dialogue, you see the girl like seeing the building and she's gonna explore it, and you can see the description at the bottom. This looks interesting. This looks interesting. I'll check it out. And if you see the building, there's like blood in the walls. And for some reason,
Wow, that looks interesting.
What? Why would you think that was interesting? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like, fuck that shit.
you see blood in the wall. I mean, I
Maybe
don't
she
get
wanted
it.
to find out the source. You know? She wanted to keep the cities clean.
No, so essentially, it's just it wasn't like Slenderish kind of a deal, but it's pretty much you're kind of like in the basement. I think I'm not too sure where I was when it started.
Yeah, like everything was like rotting wood.
yeah,
furniture.
it felt like a what is it? Like a dungeon, like a hidden
horror
dungeon
house.
from a yeah, maybe like
Horror
that.
house.
I see like a couple of barrels and whatnot. I remember seeing one pathway, so I went through the pathway, and I think it pretty much went around the area. And whenever I go to that hallway and I look back, there's like a cage that pretty much locks me down, so I can't really backtrack if ever I want to. So I'm forced to move forward. So I'm moving forward. I try to do whatever I could. I look around because the only thing I can interact with is pretty much my flashlight. I can turn it on and turn it off.
And you had a flashlight meter.
There's
You
a
had
battery limit to that.
Yeah, and I have to pick up these battery charges because horror games cannot give you.
But
right
even with
amount
the
of
flashlight
battery.
off, you couldn't really.
Well, if you put the gamma
Well,
all
when I
the
was
way up-
playing it, I didn't really quite. I wanted to see how long and what would happen if I lost it. And
Yeah, and to be fair, there were no shaders anyway. In the,
yeah,
in the
that
demo,
was the
so-
thing. That was another thing. Like, I wasn't too worried about my flashlight because the sheer fact that I think when I went to the second part, it was completely bright. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
really
like
need
the
this anymore.
darkness wasn't hiding all the
No,
environment.
but actually, when you went to the second part, after like I noticed, like some of the furniture had a very bright red
Yeah.
color. Well, it was supposed to be I can't think kind of a brownie color, but it turned out to be so like bright red.
Might have been like
And-
either the monitor or
Yeah, and then the giant piano. I mean, that
Yeah, Will mentioned that you seem like a really short character, where
Yeah.
all the tables were like up to your face.
yeah, obviously that area is.
Well,
kind of
you
rough.
are Filipino.
I mean, No, but obviously the area is pretty rough, and it was weird how you died. Like I don't know.
I
what
didn't
killed you.
understand what happened. It
Okay,
just
wait,
ended, right?
It just ended. Like, I got, I think, 2 jump scares in that game.
Was
And
there? I didn't.
The first jump scare was like the girl, like this like white lady girl, showed up in the corner of my eye, and then she disappeared, and I was in the other room, right? Then I was exploring that second room. It was super bright. I didn't need my flashlight. I saw a couple of those batteries I can pick up to get my flashlight, but again, I don't really need it, so I don't really care. I picked up some of the notes, like somewhat similar to Slenderman. I just go up to it and pick it up. I didn't quite understand what was that for.
Oh yeah, you found like a picture of a bird cage early on.
Yeah, or something like that. And then also actually before that second room, I saw a rat and I followed it, right? And then that's where I saw the first lady, the first white lady. And the second room, when I was exploring that second room, I saw that fucking piano that was so tall. I was like wondering, am I a child? Why am I so fucking small?
Yeah,
like
the
this?
keys were up to your face.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand. Why was I don't get it. And apparently I am a journalist, I think, because I'm curious enough to go to
Child journalist.
You're
Driving a car.
You're a little person.
I did not understand it.
The
at all.
first game where you play a little person. No, I don't know. But
No, but then, when I was checking out that amazing piano,
you died.
You just
No,
died.
I saw the dead rat. I mean, I was assuming
There
that was
was?
yeah, that's what I
I
saw.
could hardly tell.
Yeah, I was assuming it was the rat I saw that I followed, and that was a rat. So that's why I crouched under to the piano and
The
checked.
rats all along.
And then the white lady shows up and I guess kills me. I'm not too sure, but
You know
that's
what?
when it ends.
When you say you saw a rat and it killed you, I keep thinking of the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall.
Huh?
Because in the first dungeon, the first enemy there is a rat. And if you don't know how to do combat and you click on the rat, it'll just keep saying, you see a rat, you see a rat, you see a rat.
And then you just
And then I
die.
died. I fired 2 fireballs at it, then die. Like I killed my rat.
But I think overall, the game needs. I don't
It's
know.
super like early.
It's very, very early.
Very
yeah.
very raw.
It's so rough. Like the walls were clipping through the floor.
yeah.
and all that.
And
Like
then
those textures, like were scary. I mean, some of them.
Yeah, but then they were just like bad looking.
Exactly. That's why they were scary.
Huge.
But I think that again, it's supposed to
It
be a
might just be like
Filipino
a
horror game.
It might just be a proof of
And
concept.
if you noticed on the other computer where he had it set up, it was in Tagalog.
oh yeah,
really?
the
Yeah.
clock said horas,
Yeah, it
Oh,
said
really? I
yeah.
didn't notice that. Okay.
and
So-
like all the font reminded me of remember those like horror story books that came out?
Yeah.
Pretty much like it looks
So-
like that. The game.
If he can make a game that draws on like Philippine horror
Philippine
stuff
horrors,
and put it
yeah.
together in a kind of like explore a haunted mansion, so that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would play that for sure.
People need to know
Actually,
about
that's
the
the
reverse
one thing.
centaurs.
Like, we have a lot of urban legends, and I think the developers here actually have a good idea that we actually have good content or good material for a good horror game, and I think we have one more horror game that we have to check out tomorrow that had
if
Oculus
they
Rift.
appear there.
That
I
did
hope
have
so.
Oculus Rift. Yeah. There's one more
From UP.
from
That's how Saint Benilde.
Saint Benilde, yeah, which
There's
we'll
one
check out
more
tomorrow.
developer you didn't mention. That's
I missed one.
We did today.
you did miss one. You missed
How many did we cover?
you missed Graywalkers.
Graywalkers. The
Oh
other
my god!
Kickstarter game.
I'm sorry, Russell.
Russ, we're sorry.
it's not in my
buddy.
list. I'm so sorry.
Because we covered him twice.
I
But
know,
no,
we
but like we finally got a chance to talk to our friend Russell, who was a guest on our show before, about the alpha demo of Graywalkers.
Yeah, Graywalkers Purgatory to be
Yep.
exact. Yeah.
Gray with an A.
And
not an A.
it looks probably it looks. I think we discussed this before, but in the alpha, what he was showing today was
Was
pretty.
the alpha
was
that's
the
on
alpha
the
that was,
Kickstarter
that
page.
was sent to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And-
the one who developed Graywalkers Purgatory is Dreamlords Digital,
Right.
which is currently they had a campaign for this game. It's a post-apocalyptic strategy RPG, and it got funded like completely, and then they got some stretch goals done, and it's a big success. They're gonna ramp up development, and I can't wait. But yeah, with the alpha demo you were mentioning,
What was shown here is basically that demo.
The same demo,
They
which
have
is up
added
on our
a
channel.
few tweaks here and there, but well, you were the one who interviewed him. So I think overall, though, like there's genuine excitement for this title. Like it's such a throwback to the old school, and we're that's well needed now. I think people are willing to go back to the old school for nostalgia value. And I mean, again, back in those days, the gameplay mechanics were much simpler, and it doesn't take a lot of complex game mechanics to make a good game. So
And in the show floor, this is technically the only, I think, RPG or the very I can't say rich, but their concept, their overall their concept for an overall product for Graywalkers Purgatory is like rich characters,
Yes,
like
I
leveling system. There's equipment, there's skills that you have to worry about, positioning when you're fighting the game, like XCOM wise and
Yeah,
Fallout wise. So like this is the only RPG I think I saw in the show floor, and I'll say it again. I said it before, like in the previous episodes, and I'd say it again. This is a very promising project, and I can't wait to see how the game unfolds. Like overall, like how you manage your units outside combat, story.
Yeah, the upgrades.
Setting.
Like
Yeah,
how
that's
you
what I
customize
really
your
want to
team.
see.
I would love to see
How dynamic.
base management, if there's such a thing. Like that was part of my favorite things in XCOM.
Yeah, and I think Russell was like also saying, I have to double check on that interview I did, but they're currently aiming for PC, but they also want to go for other platforms like PS4
Right.
or whatever, and they're using the Unity engine. And I don't know. Good luck to them, actually.
Absolutely.
Good luck to them. That's it's a very ambitious. That's the biggest. If I have to describe DreamWorks Digital, they're an ambitious bunch. I think they're like 20 people working on it. It's pretty cool. And that's a lot.
Is that it for day one?
That's pretty much what we got to cover for day one.
And that's just all the devs, man.
We did want to interview.
Not even all of them yet. We missed a few.
Well, we missed. There were a few, and we'll hopefully be able to cover tomorrow. We did not also get to interview the publishers who were pushing their local games. So we had eGames who were hosting a Strife tournament. Strife being their
the
latest.
S2 games, right?
Strife is a MOBA developed by S2 Games.
Yeah.
And being brought here to the Philippines by eGames. So that's pretty exciting to have another MOBA thrown in the mix.
Yeah, and I think they had the most impressive setup.
They had a very impressive
Yeah, they're
booth,
really good
actually.
booth,
Yeah.
yeah.
Their neighbors, who, gosh, I wish. Do you remember who they were? But
I don't know. I just remember Kung Fu.
they had the Age of Kung Fu.
Yeah, we'll talk
And-
about. Well, we haven't even interviewed that or even talked to those guys, so we'll cover that.
Yeah, they were too
tomorrow.
busy running
Yeah.
tournaments all day.
I don't even remember anymore.
They had the best commentator, though.
But yeah, so we have a lot more to cover tomorrow. So hopefully this is a good, quick taste of what we went through. We had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. For those who didn't get a chance to check out ESGS, all that we mentioned a while ago, we interviewed them. We had
There's
interviews
video
all planned
interviews
out.
up
Yeah,
there
you
from that.
go check out our YouTube channel. We have a playlist specifically for ESGS for our coverage.
Yeah, I'll
But
try
yeah.
to get all of them up within the week.
Yeah, so if you're
But,
curious or you feel like you're missing out on ESGS, do check out our YouTube channel. We have it all covered. We have it so you guys can check out all our pretty creative and pretty talented local developers.
Right.
And this is just day one. The one thing I'm super surprised at is the fact that I thought I would be able to cover everything by the
I
first
thought
day.
we were going to be able to cover everyone before
Yeah,
like,
and then grab
4.
and then grab some ice cream after doing this podcast. But apparently it's already 9 p.m. and I'm exhausted. And we haven't even touched it. Like we didn't even bother.
We haven't mingled with any of the community members there.
Yeah,
And
we-
we haven't played games.
Oh, we played
Except
games,
for these ones that
the
we
work
tried.
games.
We did play games. No,
No, but I mean,
we-
play games.
Yeah, we like there's a lot of the tournaments are ongoing. The Dota stuff, the MOBA stuff, the fighting games are all ongoing. There was Hearthstone, there was StarCraft,
Crap, there's Hearthstone. Yes.
right? I mean,
Everything.
there was a lot going on, and it is just way too much.
This is just half of it.
Yeah, so
Yeah, like on day 2, they're saying like some people might show up, like different people. We don't know if it's true. We heard that Blizzard's gonna show up. We don't know if that's true.
we're hoping though to see some people tomorrow that
yeah,
we're not here
new
today.
faces. Yes.
Yeah. So please check us out tomorrow as well.
Yep.
And our podcast later within the week, and we'll bring you all the news that we can.
Yeah, we have a podcast. This is of course, for those who are tuning in on the TMG podcast for the first time, we have a weekly episode every Tuesday. This is not part of the weekly Tuesday. This is a special episode.
Special.
Just for ESGS, we're gonna have the regular episode. Monday, I guess.
Yep.
And then we'll, as usual, we'll release it on Tuesday. And technically, that episode, which is I think episode 58,
Yep.
will cover the whole
The final thoughts of ESGS.
the final thoughts of ESGS, and then maybe some news here and there. I can't really put in impressions because I haven't really played. Oh well, I think I played Destiny.
Well, this.
I played that. Yeah, that's true. I played that. And also, we're not final yet, but depends on how day two turns out. But I think on the summary of on the episode 58 for next week, that's gonna be pretty much. We're gonna give a little bit of awards for
We'll see how
best
We'll see who
games.
our favorites were.
Yeah, we're gonna try to collect our thoughts.
If not
and actually,
awards, it's gonna be like personal favorites.
yeah, personal favorites. And then the day two. We have a lot to cover.
I'm excited.
I won't mention yet. So,
But a few names I'm looking forward to for tomorrow. The College of the South Saint Benilde. They have some stuff there. The IGDA Philippines group have a series of games that we will check out.
yeah, IG. Oh, what's the thing?
International Game Developers Association Philippines chapter.
Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4,
6
5.
games there.
They had 6
Six? I thought
games.
they had 5.
Yeah,
Whoa.
with 6
5 or
games
6.
with 6 different developers, and I think you covered 4 of them. I
I
covered
got
2 of them.
I got 4 of them. Yeah. So we'll talk about that because we're running out of time. But we'll discuss that as a whole tomorrow.
Yeah, we weren't able to actually interview these guys, the other 2, like the ones I talked to,
Due to technical problems.
due to them being so freaking loud.
Yeah.
Man. the shoutcasters
Technical
in Dota-
problems being
in Dota 2, because
the Dota tournament shoutcasters overpowering our
yeah, the
ears.
developers was actually asking me, "Can you actually hear me?" Like, yeah. And
Yeah,
are you
like-
I'll take your word for it. And like, actually, never mind. Wait, let me just double check
No,
on
like if
my
we
camera,
went
man.
through with it, the recording would be fine. But like
I couldn't
us
hear him.
physically
Yeah,
wouldn't
I
be able
couldn't
to hear
him
each
at all.
other.
I could not hear. I was like really close to his face, and I still couldn't.
Yeah.
That was pretty. But yeah, we also have offcast. We haven't even talked to the actual event organizers of ESGS, and we're planning to do that on day
Right.
2. So do check that out. If it's already out, go ahead, skip to day 2. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm out of breath.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Day 2 podcast. Make sure you tune in. Take it easy.
Yeah, make
Take
sure
care.
to tune in. Again, check out the YouTube. Do check us out on Facebook, Too Much Gaming, Twitter, Too Much Gaming, and you can also check out our previous episodes at www.toomuchgaming.net. And thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks.